This is like what we understand to be Star Wars. Like the idea that like that only came from George Lucas, that only George Lucas holds the key for what we understand to be Star Wars is just untrue. And I think the prequels are an excellent example of that. I mean, the idea that like when you're hiring a director, that everyone is sitting in there waiting for George Lucas and not for the person who's going to know to hire Ralph McQuarrie, that's the problem. That's the misogyny and the problem with the auteur myth as it stands today, because they're not thinking this is the person that will hire the right people, and this is the person that will be able to create the lookbooks and direct people to get them.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think.
Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love. Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, your worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder!
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
In keeping with the trusty adage, starve a cold, disgust a fever.
So, I am now convinced that Jon Favreau's words about The Acolyte being the worst fan film he's ever seen are true. I think he did say that. I think that it was destined to be pulled from production. The second season canceled. Now what happens? What happens to the Lucasfilm employees that were behind it, like Rain Roberts, Candace Campos, Rhonda Hjort, the people that were drawn into Kennedy's inner circle to get this thing done when, and I'm not really going out on a limb here, I don't think anymore. Bob Chapek at the time told Kennedy they would not pay for this show. So last night around 7 o'clock, 7:30, this came over Twitter X, and I immediately jumped on the phone, told Cameron, who immediately threw up a post on his Patreon, and then it spread everywhere. Variety posted it, THR posted it, IndieWire posted it, This Morning Forbes posted it, and it wasn't as much of an announcement as it was the story came out. So the question is, did Kennedy know already? She probably did. Did Hedlund know? Well, as it was winding down, and after it wound down, she went and did the friendly neighborhood YouTube websites like Mary Sue, and did interviews. The infamous interview with Rachel Leishman of the Mary Sue, which started a whole war between her and Star Wars Theory because he literally mocked it through the whole thing. But if you watch it, and I've said this before because I watched a little of it, it was like the conversation was so faux intellectual, so femme-centric, snarky mean girls, preteen girl bullshit. There wasn't any heavy-duty intellectual discourse there, all right? You gotta remember, these people are not smart. They're stupid. And speaking of Rachel Leishman and the Mary Sue, has anybody done a wellness check since last night? Or have they known for a while? I mean, like I said, was Hedlund doing the rounds to try to rally support for this show? Now, the numbers don't lie. And while Nielsen isn't perfect, it's the best we can do, all right? If you look at the aggregate RT audience score at Rotten Tomatoes, it's 17%. Okay. And, you know, that show, because of its woke, ugly, same-sex, disgusting filth, drove people away from internet, a subscription to Disney Plus. And this was to be expected because the numbers don't lie. Okay, Disney stock is what? It ended at $90 last night. That is unacceptable. Okay, and to the Mary Sue and all those girls that Hedlund tried to get to support season 2, the world doesn't revolve around you. Okay, it doesn't. And misogyny isn't the thing that you should be worried about, because there isn't any in Star Wars. There never has been. Your misandry is what caused this. And the heterophobia going on here, the bullying of people who live their lives normally. And we know what Rebecca Henderson did. I can't wait to have the actor that she bullied on Latino Slant so we could actually hear what it really happened. Okay? That's what drove the show to be canceled.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
You turned her against me?
You have done that yourself.
So, was hiring Leslie Headland or contracting out a Star Wars streaming show to her, even for a development that never had happened, it wasn't going to happen. Good idea? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. The fact that when you talk to people who actually sat and watched it, and I might now, just to assuage my curiosity, just so I can actually say it was worse than I thought it was, to have people actually say it was poorly written, poorly directed, it was the worst job of filming anything I've ever seen in my life. Okay. To have people that know what they're talking about tell you that says everything about Leslie Headland's abilities as a TV producer and her abilities as a writer of something that's a big tentpole that's actually always been meant for boys. Okay. It says a lot about Kathleen Kennedy's bad decision-making process. She knew perfectly well there was no way this activist psychopath should be anywhere near Star Wars. But instead, she gave her the keys of the kingdom and told her, don't write a Star Wars script this time. Write a Leslie Headland script. And it was beyond stupid for her to say that. Then, of course, we have what was going on behind the scenes of the show. If what has been reported by a friend of mine, Latino Slant, is true, this lady right here, Rebecca Henderson, was a vicious bully towards at least one actor, male actor on the set. Okay, lesbians can be sexist against men. Okay, that's just it. And, you know, where's Kennedy and all this? I hear crickets chirping and wind rustling the leaves of the trees, and that's it. All right. This show being canceled, season 2, is, I think, evidence of Jon Favreau saying we're not doing a second season, and it's evidence of Disney saying we need Star Wars to be profitable, and we need Disney Plus to remain profitable, because didn't they say it was? How can they remain profitable and lose subscriptions? Okay, The Acolyte drove people away. You want to drive people to your streaming show. Okay. And that's the bottom line. The numbers weren't there. And to Star Wars fans who love Star Wars, it pissed them off. And it was intentionally mean-spirited. It was intentionally mean-spirited, like Rian Johnson's TLJ was intentionally mean-spirited. Okay. And, you know, as you've seen, the person who created The Acolyte hates Star Wars. She hates George Lucas. That's why it was canceled. And to the people crying right now, a headline from IndieWire just came up. And I have a feeling it's going to be a crying bitch moment right now for these people. You did this to yourselves. You didn't love Star Wars unless it validated your sick mental issues, emotional issues. That's not Star Wars. That's Valium or Thorazine. That's why it was canceled. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy. And stay tuned for Yub Nub at the end.